yet another day in the crypto sphere, and we have a massive change in the price of XRP. We went below this. Yes, we did have the standard deviation here, which had to hold. We held on to that one. We bounced. Now the bounce brought us back into this range. We broke higher. We came back in. Now, yes, on a daily, you're starting to get that red candle, which feels like, okay, are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? That confusion. But if you actually come on to a 4-hour chart, this is what you observe. Say your bottom here was 0.8, say somewhere close to 0.81. So if you remain in this and move up or down, that's actually bullish. Say if you come back down here and then slowly bounce up, you're going to actually get a bull flag here, right? You went all the way up here and then you're making this flag position here, which is great because your next measured move is the pole of this flag. So if you can take that into percentage terms, you're going to actually watch another 30% run in XRP. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. As the crypto market go back to test $2 trillion gap and then hopefully a bounce from there, we are watching XRP. Now on the RSI, yes, we do see that we have broken to the upside. We are making a higher high, because if you are taking down all of this one and look at the highs, you can actually see, yes, this from here compared to this one was the lower high, again a lower high, but right now you are making a higher high. Now if you create, most likely 99% I think is going to make a higher low here and then a bounce. So that shows you the trend is going to change completely into the bull territory, because this is a 3-day chart, not that small time frame like 4-hour or even a 12-hour chart. So right now you look at the Bitcoin, you can easily observe that the Bitcoin is kind of in the same territory where it was here before. We talked about this too in the last video when we were breaking through this. We talked about a scenario where we are going to consolidate near the previous high here. So we can see that right now. You look at this one and that's happening. So are you looking at XRP or the entire market going down? No. Right, we are all looking for a small correction and then a bounce. Now we all want that, but right now looking at the Bitcoin price, where you are like, okay, fine, if Bitcoin is going to bounce from here, go towards that next level of resistance, which is close to 50,000, 51,000, that range, what is the altcoins going to do? Say especially XRP. So now XRP is a large cap coin. What we have to understand is, say for example, last day when XRP was here, now you have two chances. Either you can break to the upside and continue the rally, or you can come back down, right? So at that time, when I posted this one for my members, the RSI was suggesting that there can be a correction, because the RSI was making a divergence, a bearish one. Similarly, when you go look at the altcoin market, this one is kind of that obvious. Now you look at this one, you kind of see like, okay, the price is going towards the short-term resistance range, but we have resisted the first time. So when you're slowing down the second time on a shorter time frame, you get an indication that we may actually drop. So if that drop comes into the picture, that means you're going to come back down. So that's why I was like, RSI shows we may break the resistance and go higher, but the price is still at the resistance. So you may actually consolidate here and bounce. Now that support range is holding strong. That is bullish. So now you go look at the altcoin market and you're like, fine, this is really happening. We just went to that short-term resistance. We hit that level. We came back down. Fine, this is still bullish because we are holding on to this level of support. So the next bounce can take us above this. Look at the RSI. It came back to the previous resistance, which is support now. So right now, the dominance, if it breaks to the upside, that means yes, Bitcoin is going to continue higher and the alts are going to move higher. That's all great, but that's not going to be the alt season which we really want. But still, you are going to observe that the coins are going to actually move up. As you've been watching this entire week, coins way moving up. Look at the top 10 coins and you still get XRP among them. And it's also interesting that XRP is one of the biggest sized coins present day. So if you look at AVAX and XRP, both of them are present. They are, first 10 in the market cap, and they are in the top runners. Now, one of the major difference here, what we are observing right now, and this is important. It's really important to actually see, because you go check it, the next 100. So now you are looking at the actual large cap coins moving towards the medium cap coin, and you are like, okay, they are also moving higher. But in terms of the percentage in the last 7 days, you see both of them look kind of similar. Now you have outliers, but otherwise you see like, okay, they are similar. Even, medium cap coin like Dent is up like 29% in last week. So that gives you an idea that, okay, so that means large caps moved, medium cap moved. Now we are moving away from that, looking at medium to small cap coins, and they have moved even higher, 60%, 40%. So the average in the small cap to medium cap is higher than the large cap. But the large cap has already moved, which shows the flow of money in wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 structure is now coming towards the large cap coins. So if you are here in the crypto market and you have been waiting for this long, understand the adoption is here. Now I really want to show you guys some stuff here, because this is one of that stuff where people were getting misinformed. Say Ripple is creating another ledger, it's not using XRP ledger, it's a sidechain. Yes, fine, but what you have to understand is, even on that sidechain, XRP is used, because Ripple, the company, is the biggest holder of XRP. So do you actually think they are going to act against it? I don't. And look at the asset itself, the way it has created the specifications, that's fantastic. So now you look at this one and you understand that clearly. Even if a central bank is to use its side chain, the XRP which is running on that side chain, it is connected to the actual XRP. So it's pegged there, 1:1. So anything there is burned here too. So the burn rate is going to be similar, obviously, and most likely. But at the same time, you also have to understand the use case is not decreasing. Rather, the XRP ledger is the same. It has all the functionalities. Now, you have another side chain which is getting connected to the XRP ledger, which means the use case is now widening. It's, expanding on a regular basis. So if people are going to come you and say, this is not the right use case which they are targeting, think again. You have a ton of use case in the payments industry. You just saw the settlement needs of trades, right? With all these volatility, you will understand that. And one of the main stuff which you need to look at is people boarding on Ripple. This is like 35 years of experience, and he has been in BlackRock, Morgan Stanley. And if you think these people are moving into Ripple just because, they want to pass some time free, anyway, I don't think so. I think this is going to be a massive change. And if you really want that massive change, look at these and understand how stuff is changing. Because right now, in this case, it really feels like, okay, XRP is having an advantage there. Because the SEC's stuff is not that clear. They're still ambiguous on what they really want, right? But at the right time and the right asset, if you are in the right asset class and you're looking at this one, you're like, okay, my money in my bank is depreciating on a daily basis. It's reducing my purchasing power on a daily basis. So it's really like, okay, you are losing your money on the bank. And if you want to move on to an investment, even the BlackRock is now giving you this asset manager. BlackRock is working to stand up a crypto trading. Now, keep this in mind. At the same time, you're observing these two. People from those background are moving on to Ripple. So you now understand there is something changing fundamentally. Crypto as an investment class is going to be the biggest assets in the next 3 to 5 years. Look at this upcoming Apple iPhone feature to give merchants a way to accept crypto payments. This is really big. You need to understand that when Samsung comes out with this stuff, when Apple comes out with these stuff, it's like, making stuff easy. As I've showed in one of the video I was showing you, just you read the QR code and it's done. So if you're not, even if you are not that techy and you don't really know how to use all this stuff, this makes things easier. So the level of adoption, it's easy to move on from there. When you have, Swift payments or any other payment structure which is eating your time and money, this one is going to help. So now, jumping back onto the XRP, yes, this is cool. We are actually getting a bounce, moving higher and all. Now you go look at the weekly, you are like, okay, we are literally making the high. That's okay. That's great. We came here. We are getting a little bit of sell-off. But understand, this was your resistance range, 0.7 to 0.75. Now you were able to break that one from this range all the way, and you are above that. So what you really need on a shorter time frame is come back, bounce. No, I don't think we are going to come back to 0.7, but it's still possible. But the really possible scenario there would be like 0.82, 0.8, that range, and then bounce. But you need to actually understand one stuff. We are here looking at the trend. So yes, in this type, you were literally moving to the downside. But what you're wanting from here is the price to go up, which actually made a higher high and come back lower and bounce. So this will give you the higher high, fine, compared to this one, and a higher low compared to this one, which shows you the trend is changing. And obviously from there, if you're getting another high, the trend is completely changing. And at one point, you're going to go parabolic. If you observe previous XRP fluctuations, you will see 1, 2, 3, and third one was really small. Then you went higher. So these two were the actual momentum gainers. Now we go back again. If you want to look through this, you will actually be able to see, yes, we've been doing this all around. So after these two, you broke higher. You came here, you got impulsive moves. Now, those impulsive moves are something which you really don't want to miss. Now, I personally feel like this is the first leg of the impulsive move which came out from nowhere, right? You didn't actually get to higher lows and higher highs, that kind of structure, but on a 4-hour chart you did. On a higher time frame you did not get that, but on a lower time frame you actually got that before we moved up like that. If you are observing this, you'll see like, okay, this one is a higher low and this one is a higher high. You stood there, that was a tight flag, and then you broke higher. You started getting momentum from there. So if we point these out, we are clearly able to understand that the momentum here in XRP is increasing. Now, if you understand this first leg of momentum, you just got that here. Now, the second one is going to be much more volatile than that one. But yes, you're also going to get corrections inside this before you move the next leg up. So now, if you are looking at this one and saying, okay, man, I'm completely all in for this asset, be ready to also see volatility up and down and then burst to the upside. Because when you see the Bitcoin dominance breaking higher, that's not completely great news for the altcoin investors, but you're still going to move higher as Bitcoin grinds higher. For Bitcoin, we have actually talked about this, right? You go into shorter time frame structures and you're able to actually observe this. We are clearly making this trend, but at the bottom you look at the price and the RSI, it shows you a divergence. Now we are looking for, okay, where will be the support, possible support for Bitcoin. You are just breaking through that range, so you have a little bit of zone here where you need to bounce. If not, you're going to come back to this 42 level and bounce. Now remember, we were 36, 35, 33 range for some time. People were completely bearish, saying this is trending down, we are going down. But at the moment, things have changed. If you remove all this and just observe, like, how we made this higher high, higher low structure here, this is important. Say this one is lower low, you got a lower high, but it changed with a higher low and then a higher high. So this is higher high compared to this high, and also to this one. This one was like 44, and here you put in a high of 45. So yes, you made a higher high structure there. So chances are you're going to consolidate like this and break higher. This is something you're going to most likely observe in a lot of coin. And when that happens, understand you are clearly getting a reversal sign. This would be an inverse head and shoulder, where if you are a technical individual, you would be looking at, okay, what's the measured move? That's 30% after the break. So where does that take Bitcoin towards? So that's like around $58,000-$60,000 Bitcoin. So if that's happening, again, your next structure, the support becomes here, 50,000. So you may consolidate and go back up. So it's not like one day sky high. It don't happen. It never happens, right? You look at the history of Bitcoin, you always see this. You go up, you come back down. You go up, you come back down. Now that's why the legendary investors always say this. Markets go up, markets go down. But if you are the right person with the right attitude, you are definitely looking at the correction to buy more. You have a ton of opportunity in this market. You can stake with good rewards. You can run nodes. You can mine. There are a lot of different options in this one when you are looking at wealth accumulation. Because if you are preparing yourself for the next decade as a wealthy individual, right now you are in that hurdle where you are taking all those challenges and beating it up. You're not like sitting back and saying, okay, I've invested, let me see what these are going to do. If you have that time and the prices of that asset is going down, then you definitely have that opportunity to buy in at a lower price. If it's a node, if you're mining, you're buying that asset. Anyway, on the other side of this, your value, the purchasing power is reducing in the bank. So decide well before you jump out. Now, if you want these kind of updates before it actually happens in the market, do look at the Patreon. I do regularly post charts here so that you know what's possible with these assets and you understand that and decide. So before you make a final decision of any type of investing, you take it with an informed manner. Right? If you are in, you are going to take that actions based on the informations you get, your research, and then technicals. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.